Happy birthday to late legendary hip hop artist Big Pun and late legendary actress and singer Brittany Murphy. Xavier back again with another video, and we have another legend in the hip hop game that is now a half a century. Today is the 50th birthday of Warren Griffin III, better known by his rap name DJ Warren G. Another legend in the game turning 50. Yesterday, Scarface turned 50 along with Chris Jericho. Now today, Warren G turns 50. Oh man, how many more legends must turn 50 this year or maybe next year? But without further ado, let's get right into my rant about Warren G. He's definitely one of my favorites. Warren G was born Warren Griffin III on November 10, 1970 in Long Beach, California. Along three sisters, he was the only son of Warren Griffin Jr., an airplane mechanic, and Ola, and dietitian. Once his parents were divorced when he was 4 years old, he lived with his mother and three sisters in East Long Beach, California, until he was about to start middle school. In 1982, Warren G went to live with his father in North Long Beach. His new wife, Verna, had from a prior marriage 3 children. Among them was Andre Young, who y'all know as Dr. Dre, who in 1984 joined a leading DJ crew, the World Class Wrecking Crew, which by 1985 doubled as an electro rap group, which in 1987 put out the Los Angeles area's first rap record, recording under a major label. By then, a junior high school student, Warren G was playing football and running with friends. He was jailed at the age of 17 for gun possession. After he was released from jail, he began focusing on music after Dr. Dre taught him how to use a drum machine. Meanwhile, still in 1998, Dr. Dre was the lead record producer for Eazy-E's Ruthless Records label, and as a member of NWA, a new rap group on the label whose landmark album Straight Outta Compton was driving the Los Angeles area's rap scene to swiftly drop electro for gangsta, while Warren G, fresh out of high school, was in jail once again for selling drugs. When he got out once again, he worked at a Long Beach shipyards. By 1990, Warren G became a member of the West Coast Trio 213 along with Snoop Dogg and the late Nate Dogg. The origin of a share of the G-Funk sound soon emerge in rap. Yet the trio in practice dissolved once Warren G connected the trio to Dr. Dre, who thereby launched 2 superstar solo careers, Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, upon G-Funk. Nate Dogg also signed with Dr. Dre and Suge Knight's Death Row Records in Los Angeles. Warren G initially helped there, but averting a career in the Mentor's shadow, signed to Def Jam. On June 7, 1994, 10 days before my 3rd birthday, Warren G released his debut album, Regulate G-Funk Era, debuting at number 2 on the Billboard 200, but number 1 on the top R&B/hip hop albums chart, and the album was certified triple platinum, with 3 singles: Do You See, Regulate, and This DJ Be Warren G. In 2014, the album was re-released in honor of his 20th anniversary. This is the only Warren G album that I own for now. I'm not sure if I'm going to own others, but this has to be one of Warren G's best works. One of the best hip-hop albums to be out in the year 1994. On March 25th, 1997, the same day Biggie released his Life After Death album and Tracy Lee released his debut album, Many Faces, Warren G released his second album, Take a Look Over Your Shoulder. The album was certified gold. Yeah, the album was only certified gold. It contains 3 singles, Smoking Me Out, I Shot the Sheriff, and What's Love Got to Do with It. On October 12, 1999, Warren G released his third album, I Want It All. The album was certified gold. It debuted at number 21 on the Billboard 200 and number 4 on the top R&B/hip hop albums chart. On December 11, 2001, Warren G released his fourth album, The Return of the Regulator. Although the album could be considered as a return of the roots of West Coast gangsta music, it sold less than the 2 previous albums. The album debuted at number 83 on the Billboard 200 and number 14 on the top R&B/hip hop albums chart. Looking at You and Ghetto Village were the only 2 singles from the album. On August 17, 2004, Warren G, Snoop Dogg, and Nate Dogg, known as the 213, released their debut and only album, The Hard Way. The album debuted at number 4 on the Billboard 200, number 1 on the Independent Albums chart, and number 1 on the top R&B/hip hop albums chart. And the album was certified gold. 2 singles, Groupie Love and So Fly. The group 213 broke up in 2011 due to Nate Dogg's death from complication of strokes. This was the only album that the 213 only released. On October 11, 2005, Warren G released his 5th album, In the Midnight Hour. On September 29, 2009, Warren G released his 6th album, The G-Files. And like I said, in 2014, they re-released Regulate G-Funk Era in honor of its 20th anniversary. Regulate G-Funk Era Part 2 was the first extended play album that was released on August 6, 2015. It pretty much contains this was Warren G's first project since his 6th album, The G-Files, in 2009, and also serves as a sequel to his 1994 debut album. The album debuted at number 34 on the top R&B/hip hop albums chart. Warren G was a playable character in the video game Def Jam Fight for New York. It's too bad that Warren G did not put any of his songs on Def Jam Fight for New York, such as This DJ or Regulate. But it would have been cool if he would have put some of his classics on Def Jam Fight for New York. But he is still a playable character in that game. My thoughts about Warren G being 50. Just like all my other favorite rappers that are 50, he does not look 50 either. He may be 50, but he doesn't look 50. He still looks the same from his Regulate G-Funk Era days. I just can't believe that Warren G is another legend, becoming a half of the century this year. We had a lot of hip-hop artists that turned 50 this year. From Raekwon to Redman to Ghostface to Pete Rock to Scarface to, I think, Lord Finesse or Buck Wild from DITC. One of them turned 50 this year. All these legendary hip-hop artists that I grew up with are now 50. DMX will be 50 next month. All these rappers and all these other celebrities that I grew up with in the 90s are turning 50. Walter Jones, who y'all know as Zach the Black Ranger, will be 50 on the 30th of this month. I'm definitely going to do a rant about him, just like I did a rant about Amy Jo Johnson. Thank you, Warren G, for everything that you've done in your music career since the 90s. It's hard to believe that you are now a half a century. So that's going to wrap up my first rant of the day, celebrating Warren G's 50th birthday, and I can't believe that he's now 50. If you're new here, hit subscribe if you like the content, and hit that notification bell for my next rant about one of my favorite celebrities in honor of their big birthday. Thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't. Leave your comment down below. I'll be back in a minute to do a video reaction paying tribute to the late, great, legendary Jeopardy host Alex Trebek. Happy 50th birthday to the DJ known as Warren G.